सुधागड एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे पूर्व प्राथमिक, प्राथमिक, माध्यमिक व उच्च माध्यमिक विद्यालय कळंबोली मराठी, हिंदी, इंग्रजी, उर्दू माध्यम यांच्या सौजन्याने शैक्षणिक व्हिडिओमध्ये आपलं सर्वांचं स्वागत आहे.
Good morning students. Today we all are facing the problem of the COVID-19. So Sudhagad Education Society and the principal of our college, Mr. Palve sir, has organized the online lectures for the students. So we will start the subject information technology for the 12th standard for science and commerce. Now we will start with the chapter number 6, e-commerce and e-governance. So this chapter is common for science and commerce also. Now in this chapter we have to learn the e-commerce, its advantages, disadvantages and its types. E-commerce trade cycle, various modes of payments, forms of e-commerce, electronic data interchange, e-governance, advantages and its types, and various security measures. So let us start with the first topic, that is e-commerce. So what is the e-commerce? E-commerce means electronic commerce. So before going to the electronic commerce, first we have to signify what is the commerce. So commerce is the important part of the business, or commerce mean when we have to buy product from others or when we have to sell the product to the others. So this is called as the commerce. So let us start with the evolution of the commerce. So when the e-commerce is evaluated, so e-commerce become possible in 1991 when the internet was opened to the commercial use. From that date all the businessmen starts their business on the websites. So what is the definition of e-commerce? So e-commerce can be broadly defined as the process of buying and selling the goods and services using the electronic medium such as the internet. So this is called as e-commerce. So by using e-commerce we can buy the products online, we can purchase the products online. So by using the electronic media, by using the internet. So in other words, the e-commerce is also referred as the paperless exchange of the business information using the EDI, email, electronic fund transfer. So what is the EDI? EDI means electronic data interchange. Suppose we have to buy some products, then we can list our products and mail that list to the supplier. So by using this facility we can use the e-commerce, and we can pay the bill by using electronic fund transfer. So nowadays we all are using mobile payments. So mobile payments such as Google Pay, Paytm. So by using this application we can pay money online. So next topic is difference between traditional commerce and e-commerce. So what is the difference between traditional commerce and e-commerce? So first difference is traditional commerce focuses on exchanges of products and services through the personal interaction, so it is manual. Suppose we have to buy one product from market, then we have to go for market and buy product. So we contact with the supplier or the contact with the customer and supplier. So interaction is manually. So all the activities are done manually. While in e-commerce, trading activities are online via the internet and can be considered automatic. So by using e-commerce we can search for the product, so we can buy our product or order for that product, and when the deliveries occur, so these all the activities are done automatic on the internet. Then the next second difference is traditional commerce is limited to the business hours, mostly during the day. So in traditional commerce, so there are some working hours. Suppose we have to go to market, then there is some working limits. Suppose their limit is 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. So we have to go in that period. But while in the e-commerce it is possible to buy the products 24/7 hours, and it can be done anytime at day and night. So we can buy our product at as per our time flexibility. Then the next difference is traditional commerce provide the face-to-face interaction. So in traditional commerce, suppose we have to go for market, then we can communicate with the supplier. So this interaction is face to face. While in e-commerce, the face to face interaction is not done, the screen to face interaction is done. Suppose we have to buy product, then we can search on the mobile phones or the computer. So this interaction is screen to face interaction. Then next difference is traditional commerce is limited to a particular geographical area. So in traditional commerce, suppose we are staying in Kalamboli, then we can go for market for at Kamote, otherwise Panvel. So there is some limitations for the geographical area. We cannot go far away from your home. So in traditional commerce, there is a limitations for the geographical areas. While in e-commerce, it is the global and has no physical limitations. So in e-commerce, there is no physical limitation, so we can buy the product from the whole over the world. The next modes of the payment in traditional commerce includes the cash, check and credit cards. So in traditional commerce, we can go for a shop for buying products and we can pay the cash and buy our product. So these all activities are done only by cash, check, otherwise credit cards. While in e-commerce, we can pay money for the products by using the credit cards, bank transfer, e-wallet, mobile payments, by using Paytm. So this is the difference between traditional commerce and e-commerce. And next one is the goods and delivery of the services is instant with the traditional commerce. So goods and delivery of the services is instant, mean we go for market, we can pay money and get our product instantly. But in e-commerce, there is a time for delivery. So delivery of the goods and services takes some time. So it takes 3 or 4 days, otherwise it takes week also. Then last difference is traditional commerce scope is local and e-commerce scope is global. So it is globally available. So this is the difference between traditional commerce and e-commerce. Next. So next topic is advantages of e-commerce. So what are the advantages of e-commerce? So there are many advantages like global scope, cost saving, anytime shopping, no intermediate and public services. So first advantage is global scope. So what is the global scope? So e-commerce provide the sellers with a global reach. Now sellers and buyers can meet in virtual world without barrier of place. In the e-commerce, suppliers and customers can meet, touch with face to touch with the by using mobile phones or the computers. So there is without any barrier. So there is no need for geographical area. Then next is the electronic transactions. While we are buying products, then we can pay money by using the credit cards, debit cards, smart cards, also a electronic fund transfer via the bank transfer. So this e-commerce application reduces the paperwork and significantly it reduces the transaction cost also. Then next advantage is cost saving. So cost saving. E-commerce applications provide the users with more options to compare and select the cheaper and better option, and it also helps for reducing the cost of searching a product for the e-commerce and has enabled the rural areas to access the services and products which are otherwise not available to them. In rural areas, we cannot buy some products. So by using e-commerce, we can buy the products in rural areas also. Then next, anytime shopping. This is the very advantageous or convenience for the customers of the e-commerce. So a customer can shop 24/7 hours. So the website is functional at all time. So we can buy our product at any time, day or night. Then next advantage is the no intermediaries. No intermediaries. So there is no need to any intermediary or the any man for buy our products. So in e-commerce, it allows the customers and business to touch directly without any intermediary. So this allows for the quick communication and transaction. Then next advantage is the public services. So by using e-commerce, the government is delivered the public services such as healthcare, education. social services at the reduced cost and improved manner. Nowadays we are facing the COVID-19 problems, so government has declared to take online lectures. So this is possible because of e-commerce. The next point is disadvantage of e-commerce. Every application has advantages, also it has a disadvantages. So first disadvantage is the setup cost. Of course e-commerce is totally depend on the electronic devices or the hardwares or the softwares. So first disadvantage of the e-commerce is setup cost. So setup cost, the setup of the hardware and the software, also the training cost of the employee, also the maintenance of the devices is quite expensive in the e-commerce. So first advantage is disadvantage is the setup cost. Then next second disadvantage is physical presence. So physical presence, so these the lack of personal touch can be disadvantage for the many services and products like interior designing and jewelry business. Suppose we have to go for shop, we can check the quality of the products, but in jewelry or some cotton products we cannot check the quality of the product. So this is the disadvantage, that is the physical presence of the product. Then next is the security. So security is another area of the concern. So credit card, we all are using the for online transaction, we all are using the credit cards or our Paytm. So this is very a big concern, or this is the credit card thefts, identifies the thefts. So this is where this cause the security problems. Then last disadvantage is the goods delivery. So goods delivery means there may arrive some problems with the fulfillment of the order. So even after the order is places, there can be problem for the shipping problem, mix up problems or the delivery problems, and it leads to the customers unhappiness and dissatisfaction of the customers. So next point is the types of e-commerce. So there are the types of e-commerce. So in this types of e-commerce, there are participants in the e-commerce. So the participants are business, administration, government and the customers. So there are primary e-commerce types are as follows. So first is the business to consumer, that is the B2C model. Then second, business to business, that is the B2B model. Third one is the consumer to consumer, that is the C2C. And fourth one is the consumer to business, that is the C2B model. So these are the four types of e-commerce. So first one is the business to consumer, that is the B2C model. So let's see in this diagram. In this diagram, so in B2C model, business sells its product directly to the customer. A customer can view the product shown on the website. The customer can choose the product and order the same. The website will then send notification to the business via the mail and company then dispatch that product to the customer. So this B2C business are online retailers. So in this B2C model, online retailers are there. So what is the examples of the B2C model? So examples are Amazon and Flipkart. So by using Amazon, Flipkart, we can buy the products. So next type of the e-commerce is next type is the business to business model. So this is called as B2B model. So in this B2B model, business to buy the product at one of the retail outlets. So what is the example of the B2B model? So example is the Tata Communication, that is the network provider. The next type of the e-commerce is consumer to consumer model, that is the C2C model. So let's see in this diagram. This is the customer one. this is the customer 2 and this is the website. So customer 1 want to sell the product and customer 2 want to buy the product on the website. So customer 2 receives the product from the customer 1 and customer 1 receives the money from the customer 2. So in this model, one customer communicate with the another customer by using websites or by using the internet. So in this model, consumer helps to consumer to sales their assets like residential property, cars, motorcycles, also a room rent. Rent a room by publishing their information on a website. So website may or may not be charged from that website. So what are the examples of the consumer to consumer model? So examples are OLX, Quicker, online auction. These are the examples of the consumer to consumer model. Then next type of the e-commerce is different banks for the personal loan or the car loan are provided by the various banks via the bank websites. So a businessman organization who fulfill the customer's requirement within the specified budgets approaches the customer and provides its services. So what is the example of the consumer to business model? A blog can be written by an author for a business to improve the sales of the product. So customer can compare the interest rate between the different banks and depending on their budget it can select the loan. So this is the example of the C2B model. So these are the four types of the e-commerce. First one is the consumer to consumer, consumer to business, business to consumer and business to consumer. Next, so next topic is the e-commerce trade cycle. So what is the e-commerce trade cycle? So trade cycle is the series of exchanges between a customer and supplier that take place when a commercial exchange is executed. So it is the process between the supplier and customer of commercial exchange between them. So here is the diagram. So a general trade cycle consists of the following phases. So there are four phases. First one is the pre-sale, second one is the execution phase, third one is the settlement phase and last one is the after sales phase. So here is the diagram of the EDI trade cycle. So first is the pre-sale. Pre-sale contains the two steps. First one is the search, second one is the negotiate. Then the second phase, that is the execution phase. Execution phase contains the two steps. First one is the order, then second one is the delivery. And the third phase is the settlement phase. Settlement phase also contains the two steps, that is the invoice and payment. And last one is the after sales. So in after sales contains the after sales delivery of the services of the product. So in pre-sale, it consists of the two steps, search and negotiate. So customer can search for the required website for a product to be purchased. So in negotiate step, customer find a supplier who offers the good quality products at cheaper price and then customer agrees the terms forwarded by the supplier. So in pre-sale, customer can find the product and check the negotiation, and after the negotiation customer goes to the execution phase. So what is the execution phase? So in execution phase there are two steps. First one is the order, second one is the delivery. So customer sends the order for the selected items or the product, and after processing the order customer receives the delivery of the product. So this is the execution phase. After the execution phase there is a settlement phase. So in the settlement phase there are